I could ask all the graduates to please stand. And if we could have a round of applause for all the graduates. You may be seated. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Savannah College of Art and Design 2020 mini graduation. My name is Michael Rosman, and I've designed this Grad Mobile for all the 2020 graduates, including my own daughter who graduated from college 2 weekends ago. Despite all that has changed during this time, we cannot let this day pass without you walking across the stage and recognizing your accomplishments. So we have brought the stage to you. This can't replace the real thing, we know that. But here, in front of your family and those who are filled with pride for you, we wanted you to have this moment. If we could have everybody please rise, we'll have the commencement exercises. We're going to start with wrist rolls, arm swings, and if you're upward, some toe touches. Okay, that completes the commencement exercises. And now, I'd like to read a brief speech that I have very painstakingly plagiarized off of the internet. Actually, it was written by a good friend of mine named Marianne John. Congratulations, graduates. After a long college career of blood, sweat, tears, and sleepless nights, whether they were at the library, in the studio, or with your friends, you have earned the honor of graduating. You may be wondering, how did I get stuck graduating in the weirdest year ever? I've missed out on so much in these last months because of the quarantine. And yet this unique time has led you to learn unique lessons, or might we say, meet your distribution requirements in unprecedented ways. For history, what happened 2 weeks ago, even 2 days ago, the days all seem the same. Geography or study abroad, the borders of my world are now my off-campus apartment or my old high school bedroom, the yard, and the grocery store if I'm lucky. In English, you learn new words you hope to never hear again, like online learning, pandemic, quarantine, and self-distancing. Or the dirtiest words of all, Starbucks is closed, and Amazon Prime delivery is now 5 days. In bio, you were wondering, who is Dr. Fauci, and honestly, how many times a day do I have to wash my hands? If you did competitive athletics, you're thinking, no, Korean baseball doesn't count as a replacement. If you did theater, you were thinking, there's no drama like family drama at home. I'll bet you now understand why conflict is the heart of all good theater, even if you wish you had less of it, and no, you do not get extra credit for finishing Netflix. If you did the choral arts, you know that with the Disney sing-alongs on TV, you have found out that you actually do know all the words to I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Phys ed credits, no mom, I've already fulfilled them, and I will not do another Richard Simmons sweating with the oldies or yoga in the den video with you. Seriously, although you may wish you had finished school at another time, you really have learned some great lessons that will help you in the future. The first is patience, and this is a tough one. Of course, you want to get out and see friends, go to brunch, go to the gym, but you've learned you can live without those things and find other ways to pass your time. The second lesson you've learned from this pandemic is that life is unpredictable. You will always have to be ready to change and try new strategies. While this pandemic may change the course of your career and the path of your life, it won't necessarily be for the worse. It could bring exciting new friendships and chances to learn, and career opportunities. Case in point, you are now getting a commencement speech from a professional juggler and tight wire walker. When life gives you lemons, make a Grad Mobile. Third, look for the positives within the negatives. Your mortarboard cap hides your pandemic hair. And fourth, and most of all, you've learned that real achievement comes not from big crowds applauding you. Real achievement is all the hard work and effort you've already accomplished. The people who love you and have helped you through the years, your family and friends, know how amazing you are and all that you've done. And this includes those that are not here in person, but maybe watching on Zoom or Facebook or other internet ways. And finally, step carefully but confidently. The tight wire will hold you up, and it is wider than you need it to be. Look straight ahead towards the platform, your destinations and goals. And even though the wire may be difficult and scary, enjoy the walk and enjoy the view. The world needs your unique talents and abilities now more than ever. Congratulations, we're all very incredibly proud of you. I now wish to bring to the stage our featured guest speaker, Mary Trumpeter.
I think if someone had told me I'd be giving a commencement address a year ago, I definitely would not have believed them, but here I am. I told my husband when I left that I was going to get through this without crying. I've already failed miserably at that, so just hold my breath here and hope that I get through this. About 13 years ago, if you can believe that, I was teaching at Odyssey, and one sunny late August morning on the first day of school, a happy, bubbly 8-year-old walked into my classroom for the first time. She had a sparkle in her eye and a contagious smile, and she beamed at me with no sign of being shy or nervous, even though I'm sure she was. And she said to me, "Hi, I'm Hannah." And truth be told, I was smitten in that moment. And as I've told Hannah before, teachers say that they don't have favorites, but they do. And at that moment, that little girl became my favorite. I still love you, Molly. Don't worry, you're also my favorite. The Hannah I met that morning couldn't read a word, she couldn't write, and she certainly could not spell. But we got right to work that first day of school, because even at 8 years old, Hannah had no time for nonsense when it came to school and to work, much to the disappointment of her tutoring partner, who I think probably would have rather been anywhere than in my classroom. As Hannah and I moved through that year, she began to chip away at the dyslexia that threatened to define who she was. And with each success she had, and there were so many, she started to learn that a diagnosis doesn't mean much, and it certainly didn't define who she was. As her teacher, I quickly learned what did define who Hannah was: focus, determination, perseverance, an innate ability to laugh even when things were hard. That first year, Hannah made more progress in learning to read than any student I ever had, and it was because of that focus, determination, and perseverance. She never allowed herself to give up. She pushed herself to be better. And when she stumbled, even though I was there to catch her, more often than not, she picked herself up, ready to rise to the next challenge that was in front of her. My time at Odyssey was short, only 2 years, as I left teaching to stay home with my young kids. And I remember I had a little pain in my heart when I walked away from Hannah. She was on the cusp of greatness. I could see it, and it seemed unfair that I wouldn't get to achieve what I knew she was capable of. But life has a funny way of coming full circle. In 2014, I found myself returning to teaching as a learning specialist at Maryvale, and here I was again on another sunny late August morning, and it was the first day of school, and Hannah walked into my classroom again with the same sparkle in her eye and contagious smile. And as I quickly learned, that same focus, determination, and perseverance that she had at 8 years old. Again, Hannah faced every challenge she met head on, because for her there was no other option. Not only was she going to succeed, but she was going to do it surpassing everybody's wildest expectations. Her dedication to success was rare for a high schooler. She never wavered, but instead pushed through every assignment, every test, every exam, every marine bio paper with the same will that she had at 8 years old, learning to segment and blend 3-letter words. Hannah, in a letter you wrote to me at the end of senior year at Maryvale, you told me that I taught you that your dyslexia was a gift, that it makes you unique. But you learned that all on your own. You aren't who you are in spite of being dyslexic. You are who you are because you are dyslexic. Own it and be proud of it, because it's brought out the best in you. This is going worse than I thought. Not long ago, I heard someone say that beauty always rises from ashes. Those words have been on my heart a lot in the past few months as I navigate the ramifications of a global pandemic. Like so many others, I have faced sadness and disappointments that have come one after another, not seeing family or friends, canceled trips, not saying goodbye to my first grade class, explaining to my own kids that their dance and guitar recitals are canceled, and helping my 5th grader understand that even though she doesn't have a 5th grade graduation, her accomplishments aren't any less. On top of this, I'm grieving the loss of a parent who left me much more quickly than I was ready to say goodbye. Safe to say that even though 2020 isn't halfway over, it's not a year I'm going to remember fondly. However, in the ashes of this year, the beauty comes in this moment. I never expected to be able to see you walk across the stage and receive your college diploma, but here I am, and I am the lucky one. Not only do I get to place the diploma in your hands, but I'm here with you to share in the moment. What a gift you've given me. I know this graduation isn't what you imagined. It's unfair and my heart breaks for you. But my hope is that one day, whether it's tomorrow or next year, or maybe even in 5 years, you'll be able to look back at what seems like nothing but ashes and see the beauty that rises from it. In just a minute, you'll receive your college diploma, the one you worked for day after day, year after year, with every ounce of your being. You're surrounded by the people who love you and support you the most, the people who have been on this journey with you every step of the way, cheering you on from the sidelines. Big or small, this is your moment, and no one can take that away from you. Your hard work is a testament to who you are. Not only have you conquered what you set out to do, but you've done it in a way that leaves the rest of us awed and inspired. My advice for you as you move to the next chapter is the same as my hopes for that 8-year-old little girl sitting in my Odyssey classroom. Chase your dreams, pursue your passions, follow your heart, and never stop believing in yourself. All right. Hannah Marie McAleer, Bachelor of Fine Arts, summa cum laude.
Thank you very much, Mary. Graduates, you may be seated. We've already had the ceremonial turning of the tassel, so I'd like to now just read a few closing remarks. Congratulations to Hannah and all the graduates of 2020. As surreal as this has been, we have now guaranteed that you'll never forget this day. The world needs you now more than ever, and we wish you all the best in all of your endeavors. Thank you and congratulations.